My name is QS Nze Nancy Uba. I am a registered quantity surveyor. I am a member of Nigeria Institute of Quantity Surveyor. I'm the CEO of a construction project management firm, Atida Project Limited. I'm also the CEO of the sister firm, Atida Procurement Limited. I have my MSc in quantity surveying, MSc in construction project management, a PGD in civil engineering. I have an MBA as well with Fowler Institute, Washington. I am currently a lecturer with Bells University of Technology, Ota, Edo State, Nigeria. Okay, the program you're about to watch is a program of Construction Institute. Construction Institute is an incorporated company that is involved in construction training, construction research, construction education, construction consultancy, construction advocacy, construction research. The advocacy unit of Construction Institute is Build Right Advocates. It's an NGO that ensures that construction practices are done right and with the best global practice. Build Right has a podcast program to ensure and discuss everything about construction, how it is done, how it is supposed to be done, and how it should be managed. Thank you. We're having a friend, an experienced architect, Architect Abiodun Agbaje. He will be throwing more light regarding our podcast topic today. He's the CEO of Capricorn Woods Limited. Capricorn Woods Limited is into branding, interior decoration. Do you have any space you want to modify? Any space you want to upgrade? Any space you want to give a facelift? This is what they do. He's also the CEO of A20 Archi Construct. They are into construction, they are into architectural design, they are into construction fit out. They are all in social media platform. You can follow them. Is there anything you want to do regarding construction? He's experienced. He has worked. Now he is working and he is employing. Thank you for gracing our show today. All right, thank you, my architect. I'm calling my architect. I'm calling my show today.
It's good to be here.
It has been a while. How has the industry been?
Oh yes, let's talk about that. The industry has been good, but then not every industry have their own hiccups, but we are trying to keep up. That's just it.
With the inflation and all
yeah. Well, every company has overtime for the inflation since the period of COVID. Every company has decided to come with different strategy to stand and to stay fitted in it. And that has been working for different people in different ways.
Alright, thank you. Welcome to the show. Alright, today we will be discussing on a topic, a key topic. Most people are unaware. If you ask them, why are you not living in Lagos? They will give you 1,001 reasons. I heard that for you to even get a regional people, you will pay as high as 50 million.
Oh, yes.
I don't know how true is that, but today we want to talk about that.
Yeah, good.
I want to open people's eyes on what actually you need and what actually you require to get most of these things done. So we'll be discussing on building construction requirements in the industry. Okay, good. Question one. When it comes to building requirements, we have statutory requirements, we have supervisory requirements, and we also have professional requirements. So when we're talking about statutory requirements, we're talking about the ones that government requires of us.
Absolutely.
When we're talking about the professional requirements, we're talking about the ones that you are required as a professional to have.
Absolutely.
So that even if there is any agency in your professional body coming to check on you, you have all that is required
Absolutely.
to stay in the industry, to stay in the construction project, to stay in your construction site. So when we're talking about supervisory requirement, we're talking about the things we need to have inside.
Yeah.
So that when most of these agencies, government agency,
Mhm.
professional agency comes around,
Yeah.
you have all that is required for you to
True.
function as
True.
a professional.
Sure.
So please, can you give us an insight into these professional requirements, statutory requirements, and these professional requirements?
Okay, good. Once again, I'd like to say thank you for having me. The topic today is actually a topic that has been bothering quite a number of people's mind, and because they don't have answers,
Yeah.
most of them have decided not to do anything in Lagos State.
Yeah.
For your questions, I said when we have to analyze statutory professional requirements on projects.
Yeah.
For the statutory requirements, this is basically requirements that the government has said that this is what you have to follow.
Yeah.
And this varies from states to states. Whatever Lagos State say they want is not what the states they want. But
Yeah.
since we're narrowing ourselves to Lagos State now,
Yeah.
Lagos State statute requirements are there for you to follow. Basically, while your optional requirements are the people that are needed to be involved in your projects,
Yeah.
for you to have a success and a hazard-free project.
Yeah.
Most of the time, the statutory requirements for government are basically laws that guide you all through your approval process, all through your submission of documents and drawings and files. So for you to have a signed off document to proceed to the site. While your professional requirements are the people, the team that you need to bring together to work on site. And basically you have a team working together. Maybe you bring in your architect, your structural engineer, your mechanical, your QS, your electricals, and maybe some other professional that needs to work on the site. And basically those are the requirements that are needed. Statutory is from the government, while professional are based on the consultants and professionals that need to work on the project.
Okay, all right. So now, the supervisory requirement, can we get a clarity on that? Supervisory requirement. Okay, let me see. Lagos State Safety Commission comes to the site. You need to have some spare.
Yeah.
You need to have some supervisory requirements.
Yes.
They will say, okay, we want to see your board showing that you have registered this project or this contract with their agency, and they want to see maybe a routine sign off from their agency personnel showing that they graced your site and that you have all that is required and the necessary approval have been gotten from their agency and all. So what is that?
Okay, good. For the supervisory requirements, for every project, there are different offices that you need to go through. And you're going to start from last part, called Lagos State Physical Plan. After the physical plan, you go through LABSCA, which is the Lagos State Building Agency.
Yeah.
After you're done with that, you go with Lagos State Material Testing. That people are going to collect samples of the materials you need to use, reinforcement, sand, water, stones, and go and check if you're actually working with the right component or materials for the construction. And then you now go for the LSSC, which is Lagos State Safety Commission. Now, the Lagos State Safety Commission has been raised because of the so-called human collapse video we've been having. It's alarming, and then they've been putting this in place to actually make sure that people are safe while constructing. What are they looking out for? They are looking out for safety of people while on construction. We all know that when you're inside a site, you need to be safe. You need to wear your helmets. You need to wear your reflective jackets.
Safety compliance.
Safety boots. Exactly, 100%. That's that when you're working, you have to be safe when you're safe while working. So that's what Safety Commission does. For you to get to that stage, you go to them, register your building with them, they come, they check, they give you their certification, they give you a code for your own site, and they come once in a while to check you to see how well you comply. Your workers are complying with the safety rules, and that's basically.
All right. Most times we say that construction drawing are the bedrock of every study.
Absolutely.
Every professional compliance, every statutory compliance. Okay, yeah. Can we get an insight into this drawing? Can you tell us more about this drawing? The drawings you require at site. The drawings you require to get your project site registered, the drawings you require to get all your approval intact, to get all your compliance intact in order, showing that you are working, showing that you're putting two and two together.
Yeah. Okay. About the drawings that are required, I'll use the word drawings and I'll use the word documents because sometimes it's beyond the drawings that you need to submit. So now, when you want to start your drawings or want to start your submission, the first thing they require from you is they will ask you have to submit your drawing, your architectural drawing design, the construction drawing, which has gone through the phase of the design phase with your client, and he has approved, okay, this is what I want, I'm okay with this. Take it. So you now take that in with a copy of the survey. Now, why do they take in with the survey? Because they need to chart that particular land to be sure that you are building in the right land that is not government owned. During that process, they can tell your land is acquisition, which means that its government is interested, or government owns it, or it's free from it. And then they can now proceed to the approval. So the drawing you're submitting is strictly your architectural drawing. Once you submit that, they go through it, go back and forth of corrections. They have their standard rules, like the setbacks they require from you, like the cross ventilation they require from you, like the size of staircases is required. There's even currently the Lagos State has even passed, last pass even passed the law that there's a certain square meter you need to give for toilets. So if you design standard sizes. So if it's not up to it, they'll tell you.
Is it based on building codes? Because building codes will give you standard sizes.
Yeah.
If it's for toilet, there's a standard size. If it's for staircases, there's standard size.
Right.
If it's for living room, there's standard size. For dining, there's standard size. And if it's a school, there's a standard size.
Okay.
So is it based on the building code, or is it based on Lagos LASPA building codes or LASPA regulation, or is there anything they have that
So basically, it's these old sizes has been brought about from the BS standard, which is the British standard that we follow as Nigeria. Of course, we are colonized by the British anyway.
Yeah.
So, and this is where we got our standard sizes from. And when I say standard sizes, it's the minimum size that you can have for that particular space. So for a bathroom, if you say my minimum size is 8 square meter, you cannot go lesser than that. If I say my bedroom is 10 square meter, you cannot go lesser than that. You can go more. I've seen people do almost 20 square meter for a bedroom. So the bigger the space you have, but don't go less. That's what they require from you. Just make sure that you're not lesser than the required square meter space for that space. And it's cost completed, and then you follow the rules and regulation that is required of them. That's all.
Okay, so now, you first, your architectural drawing.
Yes.
Second is what?
Your structural drawing.
Third?
Your mechanical and electrical drawings.
Okay.
Now, your mechanical and electrical drawing only comes in if your building is more than 2 floors.
Oh, now I get it. If it's more than 2 floors. So if you're doing a bungalow,
you don't need mechanical drawing to submit.
Okay.
You only submit your architectural alone because there's no structural elements in it.
Okay.
You're not putting a slab, so you don't need anything. So if you're a bungalow, all you're submitting is just architectural drawings.
Okay.
But if it's anything that has 1 floor, if it's ground floor and 1st floor, you submit architectural and structural.
Okay.
But if it's ground floor, 1st floor, and 2nd floor, architectural, structural, and MEP is your mechanical, electrical, and plumbing.
Okay.
So
Okay, that's good. So now, can we have a detailed list of these statutory requirements?
Okay.
That is required from Building Control Agency, Lagos State Building Control Agency. That's the last one.
Yes. Yeah.
Can we have the list of these statutory requirements?
Okay.
They often require you to submit alongside your own documentation.
Okay. LASPA is a very, very straightforward office. I've always said that so far so good because sometimes I've had hiccups, but most times I've had it seamless. So what they require of you is just to submit your architectural drawings. And when you submit your architectural drawings, you submit the copy of your survey, which is done by the surveyor. That would have been done earlier before the drawing started. So once you submit the drawings, they check and they are okay with that you have followed, comply with all design rules and regulations. They now start what they call assessment. Assessment is the cost you're supposed to pay to the government based on the size and of your design.
Okay.
They do the assessment. The good thing is that Lagos State has also structured. You don't pay to us. You pay directly to the bank and you get the Lagos State receipt.
Okay. So which bank is this? Which bank?
They have several banks in Lagos. And I think so far so good. I've been using mostly their Access Bank and their GT Bank. They have some in Alausa.
Okay.
They have GT
Well, there is this bank that is owned by Lagos State government that is somewhere in Alausa. They usually refer you to pay taxes, their revenue. Is this bank included?
They don't own that bank. Now, the reason why they refer you there is because most of the time these bodies also have what we call network issues.
Okay.
So because the bank is close to Alausa, they're always prompt. So they tell you, if you don't want to have a problem, we might get this receipt to you in time by that. But if you want it quickly, you go to this bank, you will get your information because they are close to the Alausa, they are close to their office. I think it's an Access Bank.
Okay.
Yes, and each time I go there, I have never been delayed.
Okay.
Mostly, you don't see people queue, you just do a thing and you leave on time, basically, and you get your receipt. So that is basically what you do. So once you pay your assessment, they start doing your drawings for you, the stamps, and you do. Fine, it takes a while because of some few things in their office, and I'm sure they will get it right very soon. I hope so. But what you need is once you pay for your assessment, then you go forward to the level of tax. Your tax clearance. If you have a tax clearance, you pay. If you don't pay tax clearance, you pay statutory tax, which they are doing right now. Every local government has their statutory tax, and they just pay that and they move on.
Okay, can you give us an insight into this payment?
The payment.
How much is it?
No. Now, so why I don't give insight to payments is because payments are determined by the size of the size
Of the project.
Size of the project. So basically, I know that they measure by cubic meter. I don't want to go to their business. And they give us the assessment. So it's always by maybe length, by breadth, by height, times a particular unit.
They use plot size to determine this.
They don't use plots. Plot size is used because they will calculate your fence.
Okay.
That one's separate as well.
Okay.
So basically, plot size also affects. Anyway, it does affect. So the plot size, the building size, the height of the building, all those are affected. So you cannot determine what you will be paid until you submit your design to them.
Okay.
So if you now submit your design to them and feel like it's too much, you still have room to go back and say, I don't want again to resize it.
Okay.
And something another one to that.
Okay, so that's fine. So now, let's give a recap. So you need your architectural drawing to submit, your structural drawing, your MEP to submit. Then you're required to do the necessary payments after assessments have been done on your drawing.
Yes.
But now, I need a clarity on understanding the drawing you submit. Must it be stamped and signed by a registered professional? So
absolutely. You cannot compromise that. That is not compromisable. It's like me telling you, I want to build your house for you. I need to give you my certificate in guidance. Say if anything happens to me, I did it.
Yes.
So that's the reason.
Sort of a stamp and a seal. Sealing that job.
So you see, once you seal the job, every professional seal comes with a number.
Yeah.
And and everybody has a number and the name person that owns it.
So
QS seal. So like an architect, we have our numbers there and your name is there. So if anything happens, you just look at the drawing and say, oh, you're the one that did this. I'm calling for this thing has collapsed. And they call your attention to it and then you can come and fix the panel. So to say. So basically, every single drawing must be stamped by a registered professional. I repeat, a registered professional.
Practicing registered
professional. Even as it stands right now, Lagos State has brought up the rule that every single drawing must be submitted with a practicing license. You must submit with your practicing license.
Okay, clarification, showing that you're practicing, showing that you have the license, showing that you follow up with your professional body.
They are paying your dues. It's there, you will get it. You have to submit with it. If you don't submit with it, they won't sign.
Now I get it.
So it's
okay, so now let's go to the professional requirements. Because now you discover that in some projects, if you are being employed as a professional to work on a certain project, you'll be required to submit your registration, showing your registered CV, you get it. Your testimonial of places you have worked. Yes, there's most organizations will say they tender for jobs based on this requirement. Can you give us an insight into some of these professional requirements that you're required to submit alongside maybe your last part requirement, or you need to have in case your professional body visit the site or any professional body wants to see what you're doing or what your project is all about?
Okay, basically, you don't submit more to LASPA or any government apart from your seal. The seal. Every single document is sealed by the professional that did it. including the soil test. The geoformatic person has to seal it and sign it. Architect has to seal and sign with an ARCON stamp on it. Engineer has to seal and sign with a current stamp on it. Everybody involved has to put everything. It's there. It's there. So basically, that's all. For the approval process, all you need is your seal, your sign, and your stamp. Must be on every single document. If you have 200 sheets of drawings, the 4 sheets have your stamp and your sign. Every single sheet has your stamp and sign. If it's 200, 300, everything has to be signed. So if any drawing is missing, or anybody puts another drawing in the future and it's not yours, you can defend it. I didn't sign this. This is not mine.
This is a good one. It shows that there is regulation.
There is.
Because it's this regulation we're trying to put in the industry, we're advocating for.
There is.
We are advising to. You cannot be building without having the registered professionals that are meant to be in the industry doing the job.
Yes.
Because the building collapse thing have become too troublesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
You get it. Lives are lost, property is gone, money is gone, and nobody is taking responsibility. But if we take up this challenge of ensuring that things are done right, the right people are in the industry, things are done professionally, every safety requirement is put in place. Because sometimes you discover that even a building that is in construction is going down. A building is still in construction. So everybody keeps saying, are you sure it's not workmanship? It can't be only workmanship. That professional input, that professional touch is required.
It is.